What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? First of all, let me say that Eddie Murphy is a comic genius. I'm not telling you something that you didn't already know, but I just had to verbalize it. Eddie was recently on The Tonight Show, and he revisited the infamous Prince story that his brother Charlie Murphy told on the CHAPPELLE'S show decades ago. Family, Eddie Murphy, what can you say, fam? He was asked about his relationships with various legends, and he started off with Richard Pryor. And he said, Richard loved him. He was always nice to me, and I always liked to make him laugh. Now, that was something that we heard for the first time, or at least I heard for the first time, because I heard that Richard was sometimes, envious of Eddie Murphy because he was the new guy. He was the new comic guy that everybody was talking about, and that was some kind of beef or whatever. But Eddie talked it up. It's like, hey, he was always nice to me. So, can only go by that. Then he asked about Rodney Dangerfield. And did he ask about Rodney Dangerfield, or did he just bring him up? I think he just brought him up. Talked about how Rodney Dangerfield told him after he played a set behind him when he was 17 years old that he's probably not gonna make it because he does too much cursing. And he said 3 years later, he was in Vegas at a urinal, and Rodney Dangerfield uses the urinal right next to him. He looks over and sees him, and they make contact, and he says, Rodney Dangerfield said, "Who knew?" Classic Rodney Dangerfield, man. Asked him about Muhammad Ali. He said Muhammad Ali was a great man. He really, really respected him. He was just really, really honored to know him. He said he only met him a couple of times, but, Ali was that dude. Asked him about Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, he said, was a genius. He only knew 3 geniuses. Well, he didn't say. I think he said it was like, I only really knew 3 geniuses. And he said those 3 geniuses were Paul McCartney. He said, what did he say? He said Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder, and Prince. He talked about Steve, and he said, Steve is a genius, and he's like, Stevie Wonder is the genius of geniuses. He's like, Stevie Wonder can be in a room with geniuses, and the geniuses be like, that's genius. So, and that's how I feel about Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, to me, is the greatest artist that ever lived, period, point blank, period. And that says a lot because there are a lot of great artists out there right now, and throughout the years, there's just been incredible artists, people that have contributed so much to the musical landscape. So not to take anything away from them, but it's just that I think you give extra points to a blind man who can do what he do. I mean, a blind man that does what he does, so good, made so many great songs, just beautiful songs. Yeah, Stevie definitely is a genius. But going back to the Prince story. So he was asked about, was there any validity to that story? And Eddie said that is absolutely 100% accurate. It did happen. We're talking about the infamous basketball game that Prince had with Eddie Murphy, Charlie Murphy, and some of their other friends. Eddie said they they were playing ball in their club clothes. And Prince had on an outfit from the Kiss video with the short shirt. And he said, Charlie Murphy said, okay, it's gonna be shirts against blouses. Because he said some Prince other homeboys had that like Prince look, that Prince clothes on. So he said, damn, I think Eddie probably told the damn joke just as good as Charlie did. Well, maybe not as good, but damn, it was funny as hell. Eddie said that Charlie said, okay, it's gonna be shirts against blouses. So, and Eddie said, we had the best player that was there, but he couldn't really play to his potential because he didn't have any shoes to wear. So Prince gave him some sneakers 3 sizes too small. And he said his friend wanted to wear them. He was so excited to wear them because they was Prince sneakers that he wore them anyway, and he couldn't really perform because the shoes were so tight. And he said they lost. He said they lost badly. So the blouses whooped up on the shirts. Fam. Oh, man. I'm talking about straight funny, man. That is funny. And, you know, Eddie Murphy got those voices, man. Eddie Murphy can do pretty much a voice down on damn near anybody. Man, he got those voices down pat. But, man, salute to Eddie Murphy and R.I.P. Charlie Murphy. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Damn.